allow some people to join in the next couple of minutes, but we'll get right to the webinar here shortly. Hope everyone's day is going good. We'll just take another minute here to see if anyone else will be joining. Just give me a thumbs up, Estelle, when you think it's a good time to start going. Well, I want to thank everyone for taking time today to join us in our Dovico Timesheet webinar. My name is Carl Chase. I spent the better half of my career here at Dovico in IT support in the beginning and the last 7 to 8 years in sales. So today I'll be your guide through this webinar. Today is about our spring release. We're going to talk about some of the new features that are included in it and go through them one by one. And at the end of this, I will invite anyone who wants to try some of these new features. There will be a form that you'll be able to fill out to take advantage of even trying some of these features that I got to show. This is only scheduled to be a 15 to 20-minute webinar. However, my colleague Owen, who's on this call, would like to take a minute to talk here at the end and just a few questions and nothing crazy. But if you have to jump off after 20 minutes, that's all good. But we will have him speak as well. So again, thank you for coming. And today is, just marking our spring release. This morning in a normal meetings call, a meeting that we have, a general meeting, one of my colleagues showed a presentation about the work that he did throughout the year. But that got me thinking about this spring release and how, we all go to meetings and everyone here, we all go to meetings and we all, give each other jobs and tasks to do. And we all go our separate directions. And it's great at the end of this to see uh, these things come to fruition or come together, because sometimes you're like, is this even going to meet up? Is this going to work? And there's some stress there. And in this release, though, we had a good release. A release that we have like a technical team. R&D did the time to put it in. Um, there's a lot of credit to go around. I may be the face that's talking and showing to you guys today this application, but there's a lot of people behind me that do a lot of work that I appreciate greatly, and they work for you, and that's our job, is to provide quality and substance in our product. So enough of us. I am going to show you my screen and show you the new features and what they do. Oops, wrong browser. Sorry about that. Share my screen. All right. So, in order to explain some of the functionality I have to show today, I have to show the software in a way that it presents the administrative side of the product as well as the timesheet side of the product as well. However, you can see I'm currently logged into our timesheet tool where you can enter your time. Here are your assignments. Here are where you enter your time, as you all know. The first new feature is where we started out with task management. This is our first test towards task management. I remember, if you're an older customer of ours, we did have some sort of task completion uh, ability with something called ETC. It was removed from the product as it was getting old, but now we've replaced it. So if I see here my Dovico software spring release project, I have an email campaign task. I can now click in the cell to enter my time, and I can
Can I
see
just
if I
stop you for
go.
a second, Carl? Can everyone see Carl's screen?
Yes, but nothing's happening.
Yeah, nothing's moving.
um, Let me try again.
Okay. Sorry, Carl.
It's okay. Better to know now than in the end.
Yeah.
Can you guys see anything now?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to back up a little bit. So I'm in the timesheet application. Here are your assignments. Here are your projects and your time entries. And now with this task detail, if I click in a cell, I can see now that this is the task. Here's the description of the task. I can see who are the employees on the task. And I can also see here that the end date is June 6th, which is the end of the week. So I can say, well, I only got 5 hours left. And now I can mark this project as complete, and it notifies the administrator that I've done so. So if the administrator were to log in and they go to their project and they locate Spring Release, which is right here, you can see the Spring Release project, and I go to tasks, you will notice that this line is green, indicating that the task is now complete. However, as an admin, for whatever reason, if it wasn't complete, you can still click edit, and you can come down here and you can uncheck the fact that it was complete. It will turn back gray, indicating that it's not complete, but I'm just showing you the process. And this is our first step with the feature towards task management. So I just wanted to show that first um, point, or sorry, just part of the release, the feature. The other thing is document attachment. So I often tell people that this third tab, I refer to it as a data entry point where your projects, your tasks, your employees, your clients. So now in this release, I can go to employees and I can go to an existing one or edit or create one. But now there is this little paperclip here because we've been asked over the years for document attachment. So I can attach uh, like the name of the document, and I can put the URL in here that refers to it. It's not a physical file attachment, but it's a reference to the file so you can find it. And this attachment is located in multiple locations like employee, project, client, region. So if I go here, just to show you quickly, you'll find this paperclip in multiple locations. The other thing to take notice, and this is more of an administrator thing for the release, if I go to the Spring Release project that I've been picking on this demonstration here, when I go to cost and budget, which is the ability to say whether this is a billable time, billable project or just a time only project. Now, when I pick billable time, we have a different breakout here. So I can say if it's hourly rates, it will give me the hourly rates here that I can choose from. And if I pick fixed amount, it'll give me the ability to put the fixed amount. But the last one is new, where I can put the fixed amount in, and it can also associate a billable rate to it. So that's just another feature that's been added to it to give it a little bit more flexibility in having a fixed amount and a rate. Those are the three smaller features that were in this release. But if I go to my time entries, uh, this was kind of our flagship thing on our release. We had a webinar just on this a few weeks ago. It's my calendar event. So if I come in here and I go under settings as a user, I'm able to put in a specific URL, an ICS file to be specific, or URL. And once that URL is either from Outlook, Gmail, iPhone, I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything else. Once that's applied, you can then come into here, into your timesheet, sorry, and you can just go add to my calendar. And this will pull your calendar events. Now, I wasn't super creative on the times, but you can see here that, these are my different calendar events. You can see the dates and you can see the duration. They're all 1 hour. But what I can do is I can come into here and I can choose which ones that I'd like to send over, and I can associate them to a project and a task. and then send these records to my timesheet. Then by doing so, they'll appear here. Even though they have been submitted by or integrated in, I can still modify if it's incorrect or if I had a change in my meeting's time or whatever it may be that I can correct it. That is primarily the very on a very high level all the features that we've in the Spring Release. There are a few others. There is on our log on screen a link that you can go to, and it will bring you to this, which is the Spring Release. Entirely what I showed you today, the calendar link, the document attachment, and it'll just show you in detail written if you've missed or just want to go back and see it. I know questions are coming here in a moment, but there's also the pricing page where it's available, where you have to pay a little bit to get it, or where it's free, which is in our premium plan. If anyone has any questions, this would be the time to ask, but thank you for taking a minute to entertain me. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. I see a couple questions coming into the chat if you want to check it out.
Sure. How does the calendar event load in the timesheet if it's not named the same as already loaded project? How does calendar event load? It's not named. It will not name the same. It will just load if it's not the same because it's just you're the one picking it and you're adding it to the timesheet. It does. I don't think it would matter, to be honest, on that question. There's no task details tab on my timesheet. Is it just my assignments or is it different from the plan? Yeah, it's just probably just not included yet on your plan. If you just inquire to us, we can include that task management on your instance of your database. How can we make a task non-billable as we enter a task? That's easy. Just let me show you here. If I go back to my Spring Release and I go to task where I have my assignment, so where I say like my employees are working on email campaign, which is the task. If I want to make that billable, there's a section here where I can just say a yes or a no. Yes or no is just they have no option. It'll just come through that way. But there's also the ability to do a user define, which gives them a checkbox so they can define whether something's billable or not billable. I hope that answers your question. Are only the tasks in the project that I'm running assigned to it, or is it everything? I couldn't really tell you if you're assigned to everything or not. That's different by company. The assignments are primarily based on it can be very specific or you can do global assignments as well. I am not sure on that question. Do we need to do mapping to do match calendar to the project in Dovico? The mapping that I referred to, not real mapping, more so that you just have to do the assignment of the project and the task. So all you have to do is pick the record, associate the project and the task, and hit add timesheet. So there's no work to be done. It's a very quick. The whole idea behind this calendar is to save time, fill in most of your timesheet without you having to do it yourself. So there shouldn't be any mapping of any nature, just mapping like other than mapping the assignment. That would be all there. When you adjust the upload hours in Dovico, would it make any changes to the calendar? When you adjust the upload hours in Dovico. Uploaded hours, does that mean like the budget that you're referring to or the uploaded hours? The uploaded hours.
Yeah, I would say that this one here, there's no link with the entries when you bring them over from the calendar. So if you update the entry in your calendar, it's not going to sync and make the update automatically in timesheet. It is a one-time integration, let's call it, moving the time entry from your calendar into Dovico. Once that happens, there's no live linking between the entries.
Thank you, Owen. Can each employee make a particular entry non-billable as entered with, unfortunately, the billable, non-billable aspect of tasks is not controlled by the user, but it is a great comment. But it is something you would have to manage as the administrator in that view that I just showed. Before that shows present with a small square next to it. Yeah, I don't ever remember. Oh, and do you ever remember? We never had the ability to control. Yeah, we never had that ability. No, the upload hours.
Carl, are you talking about the one other question here? Can each employee make a particular entry non-billable? Is that the one that you're asking me about?
No, I think. Well, I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't believe.
Well, that's still available, right? That's the user-defined option. I think
Oh,
this is what the
sorry.
question is
Yeah.
asking. Can each employee make a particular entry non-billable as they enter in their time? So if you make the task user-defined, as your employees enter in their time into their timesheet, there will be an option in their time entry view to then allow them to decide if the entry is billable or not. And I think this is what this question is alluding to.
Cool. Thank you. No, the uploaded hours. It's only as the time. Okay, get that. I believe that's the end of the questions, unless I missed any there. If anyone wants to point them out.
I think you covered them all, but please raise your hand if you would like to ask your question or repost your question to make sure that it gets answered. But from my end, I think we covered them all.
And another thing, just to kind of, if you do have additional questions that you think about after the fact, uh, we can put in the chat. We have support@dovico.com. We have sales@dovico.com. We have my email address, chase@dovico.com. If you have additional questions, you want to see more of these, you want to get in touch with someone to turn them on for you, or you just want a demo, I'm available for that. So yeah, just let me know. We're more than happy to help. I'll just pass the floor over to Owen. I'll stop sharing my screen. I want to thank you all for taking time to listen to me today. Thank you.
Carl, thank you so much for taking us through some of this functionality. I've spoken with many of you. I'm looking through the participant list here. I've had the opportunity to speak with and work with many of you. For some of you, it's the first time I've had a chance to speak to you. So thank you again, Carl, for taking us through these new features. What I'd like to do is just share my desktop here real quick. And I'd like to just give everybody an insights here in terms of what we're doing next here with Timesheet, and also solicit some feedback from folks. So you should be able to see my screen right now. I do have a tool open. We call it Show Up. It's a tool that we've developed here internally. If you want to open up or take out your phone, you can scan this QR code to be part of this conversation, or you can just join the link here. And really, this tool is allowing you to participate anonymously. And if you'd like, you can also participate here by speaking up, asking your question, or stating the feature that you're after that you'd like to see, or you can even put it into the chat. So however you want to participate is fine. But if you'd like to participate anonymously, you're able to do so here through this tool. Estelle, could I ask you? Oh, actually, you know what? I think I can do this myself. I'm just going to come into the chat here, and I'm going to drop the link here to this tool in the chat. And if you don't want to use your phone, if you want to just click on the link here in the chat, it'll open up the tool for you as well. So again, Carl, thank you for taking us through the spring release. What we're trying to do here from a timesheet perspective, and I'll just keep this to 5 minutes or so. And if you need to stay on a little bit longer to get your point across or to ask your questions, feel free to do so. So I'll try to be about 5 minutes. What we're doing here at Dovico from a timesheet perspective is we're working towards quarterly releases. So we've been on a cadence of this for about the last year or so, and we've just, again, released the spring release. We're looking at a summer release here for August. And in this slide here, you're able to see some of the things that we're planning. So it's going to be a lighter release. And what we're focusing on is improvements to the calendar link. So things that Carl had covered earlier in terms of that calendar integration to pull in the time entries. We've already made some improvements actually since last week when it was released. And we're going to continue to make improvements as we go here throughout the summer. So stay tuned for some of those feature releases here on the calendar link. We're going to improve the mobile access as well. So this way here, you can create projects from start to finish right on your mobile app. You're able to invite users to your database and create user accounts right on the mobile device and run reports. So there's some features coming there for mobile device users in the short term. So we're hoping to have that released here by the end of the summer. We're going to continue to make ongoing improvements to mitigate our technical debt. This is a software that's been around for a number of years, and you know, we appreciate the customers that have been alongside us for this ride. You know, we have customers that have been with us for the full 32 years that we've been in existence. And again, we appreciate those customers coming along for the ride. And as you can imagine, being around for that long, you do amass quite a bit of technical debt. So we are baking time into our sprints throughout our release cycles to help mitigate some of that. And one of the things we're looking at doing here is improving our onboarding feature. So you've probably seen this here in your release. And for those of you that sign up for some of the features that Carl had talked about earlier, you're going to see some improved onboarding. And we're going to just look at how we can improve that on a go-forward basis. So that's going to be part of the next release as well. And then we're looking at improving some of our tools, the import-export tool. Some of you may use it. Some of you may not even know that this exists. But it's a way to interact with your database to pull data as well as push data into the tool. So we're looking at making modifications to that tool, as well as some AI, artificial intelligence research, and looking at ways to bake that into our product. So this is and those are going to be more research projects here. I don't know if we'll have something to deliver in or by the end of the summer, but we will have time spent here to go ahead and at least get these projects started. So this is what we have on tap here in the short term over the next few months. But what I'd like you to do here in Show Up, or if you'd like, you can raise your hand and you can tell me here using your voice, or you can use the chat, whatever you'd like, to tell me what you're hoping to see. What type of functionality are you hoping to see Dovico Timesheet evolve and add into our product? So that is the ask here. I'm giving you guys an opportunity here to share with me. Again, my name is Owen, product manager here at Dovico Software. I help with product-related decisions, and your feedback here goes a long way. And what you see here today in terms of Dovico Timesheet, a lot of it is customer feedback throughout the years. So we do look at this, we do take it into consideration. So your feedback would go a long way. So we've already got a couple of pieces here being added in. Export capability into QuickBooks. So we do have a modified quick link that works with QuickBooks installed. We are looking at finding ways to use QuickBooks online. So that is something that is in, I guess, the realm of possibility. The QuickBooks Online piece is not yet in place. But if you have QuickBooks installed, we actually have a tool in place where you can import your time data and expense data directly from Timesheet right into QuickBooks installed. Show who's away on the task tab. Yeah. So this is our first foray into task management. We're looking at building in notifications, building in reporting, tying it right into our employee workload tool. So there's some functionality that we're excited about, but certainly being able to communicate on the task and being able to show who's away on a task, that's certainly something we are considering here as well. Rolling budgets for projects that reset monthly rather than lifetime budget. So segmenting your budget, that's what I take from this, being able to segment your budget on a monthly basis. I'm wondering, Carl, if our fixed costs might be able to help. Actually, you know what? They might mean hours. And we don't roll the budget over the budgeted hours over a monthly period. We actually do it over the entire lifespan of the project. So if you're doing it fixed cost, we may have a way to do it. If you're looking at the budgeted hours, which I'm assuming that this is, we don't. It is for the life of the project. So that is good feedback. Would love to see a calendar entry option for time and expense employees, similar to what admin have. Okay, so being able to have another view for users to enter in their time. So a calendar type of entry view. So that's awesome. We've got some feedback here coming in through the chat. How did you come to this page? Is it under projects? Oh, I'm thinking that might be a different conversation. Okay, great. We'd love to see a calendar entry option for time and expense employees, similar to what admins have. So Anna, thank you for that. I appreciate you adding it in both spots. Certainly, yeah, having some flexibility and some variability in entering in time, that's good feedback. Is there a Dovico app already, or is this upcoming? So there is a Dovico Timesheet mobile app, if that's the question, Laura. Maybe is that what you're asking? Is there mobile access? Is that what you're asking? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, there is a mobile app today, and we're looking at enhancing this mobile app. So you can actually you can even just go to dovico.com on your phone. And pull it up on your webpage. And it is an interface that'll work right on your mobile app, right on your mobile browser, or you can go to Google Play or iTunes, go to your native store, and you can find the app there. So either one will work. And it is Dovico Timesheet, but in a reduced functionality state. So you're able to create projects, you're able to assign users, you're able to enter in time, you're able to approve time, approve expenses. So there is some basic functionality right there in the app as it is today, and we're going to add in some more functionality here over the course of the summer. So yeah, that is available to everybody today. I'm just going to create a little bit of space here. If somebody wants to ask me verbally here or tell me verbally what they'd like to see in a feature. Available in Canada, yes. So from the audience, is there any feedback in terms of functionality that you'd like to see in a product?
I have a thing I'd like to add.
Yeah, sure, Samantha.
I would love to make it so on the Dovico app, specifically for the phones, we can change the default work week from the Sunday to Saturday to anything else. My company, we work on a Monday to Sunday schedule, and if we have employees that work on Sundays, when they go to enter their time, they'll put it in, but when they go to submit it, it's not submitting the entire week's worth of time. And I'm sure other companies work on different work weeks that do not default to the Sunday to Saturday model. That would be super helpful.
Perfect. Thank you, Samantha. I've noted that. Yeah, certainly that's great feedback. Anybody else? I've got a few more here in Show Up that I'd like to read. And this tool is available to you guys too. If you're looking at soliciting feedback or insights from your team to grab maybe some perspective that might not otherwise surface, this tool is available to you guys if you'd like to set up a conversation like this and just open up a conversation as part of your presentations or meetings. And then it's a way for your participants to participate anonymously. So this is available to you guys. It is something we use and we sell to companies. So if you'd like to go ahead and engage your audience and participants, this is a great tool to do that. Ability to modify markup value percentage per expense category. That's a great feature set. Absolutely. If you're using our expenses piece in Dovico. Setting up new employee would be nice to have a wizard or reminder that asks you if you need to assign this resource to a manager workflow. So a little bit more automation, a little bit smarter. It recognizes that you have a workflow for other people. It then prompting you. So I like that suggestion. Improve views of the employee workload tool, being able to see an overview of projects in the organization and what's been logged against them, what's remaining, similar to a project management tool. And this is what we're doing here. We're going to start filling in some gaps now that we've got some task management in here to be able to do some of this more advanced project management stuff. Feedback on the task management tool would be tremendous here. Options to easily filter out inactive staff. Yeah, I think we've got some stuff in our reporting, but we can certainly update the other views. Make it so we can adjust the work week in the Dovico app. So yes, fantastic. We talked about that earlier through Samantha's feedback. Appreciate that. Okay, I'm just going to go back through the chat. I'll leave this conversation open. If you guys want to add some stuff in after the fact, feel free to do so. So I'll keep this link open here for the next day or so. So feel free to come back to it and fill in any other feedback that comes to your mind. I can't stress to the group here how vital this is. So thank you so much for taking the extra time here at the end of this webinar and providing this feedback to me. It will go a long way. So I just want you guys to know how appreciative I am of all of this. I think we can wrap up now, guys. Again, appreciate everybody's time. Yes, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I have someone saying that they are not seeing the app on the US store. I don't know if it's something that we've encountered before, but we can investigate this.
First time I'm hearing of it. So as soon
Yeah,
as I
same.
hop off the call here, I'm going to go see. Do you have a name, Estelle?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And we'll contact that person directly. I'm gonna go speak with Trent immediately here. And again, this is why the feedback is so valuable, right? Like we want to make sure you guys are getting what you need out of the tool, getting value out of the tool. And again, we don't know what we don't know. So this is a great example of why the feedback is so important. So again, thank you so much, everyone. I don't know if anybody wants to wrap it up, or do you want me to wrap it up then?
You can do the honors.
Okay. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for your participation today. Carl, thank you so much for taking everybody through the tool. Wonderful participation from the group. So thanks again, guys. And we have a little thing here that we do at Dovico during our general meetings. I'll ask that we do it here. We have one of our lead developers. His name is Mike Blizzard. He counts us down and we hoorah our way out of here as a way to generate some energy around the work that we're doing. And I'll just ask that we do it here. And though we don't have a Mike Blizzard here, I'm sure I'll do my best here to try to count us out of here. So if everybody could turn off their mics, and I'll ask our Dovico team to do it as well. 3, 2, 1.
Hoorah!
Okay,
Good job.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate everybody's
Thank
time.
you. Bye.
Thank you, Carl.
Have a
Thank you,
great
Owen.